It's a beautiful day in Irvine, as it is almost every day. As one of the more affluent cities in the county, it's sometimes stereotypically referred to as the bubble, isolated from the worries of other cities in the county. But in some places, like here at Portola High School, teachers are working to pop that bubble for their students. It starts with history teacher Virginia Nguyen, who has worked at Portola High for several years. Though she lives and works in this area, her family history comes from elsewhere.
So much of my identity is ingrained in how I teach. I came from a Vietnamese refugee community, and that community was extremely disenfranchised, couldn't speak English. Many of them were considered poverty level, including my family.
Nguyen's background, as well as several tragedies during the COVID-19 pandemic, like the murder of George Floyd and the Atlanta spa shootings, motivated her to co-create an initiative called Educate to Empower, which helps teachers create curriculum that empowers their students. For Nguyen, change simply wasn't happening quickly enough.
And I love to be a teacher, but it's not moving fast enough. Our power sometimes has to lie outside of the classroom in the community, and we cannot be withheld to just the school system and just the school district and just the classroom or school walls.
So, when she read The People's Guide to Orange County this past year, a book written by 3 professors based in OC about the cultural history of the county, she decided to write lessons on it. Lots of lessons on it.
So the purpose of the class is to redefine Orange County and make it more representative of whoever the student body is that is taking the class. So imagine how our media already portrays Orange County. This is all white. But look at this one. If I change the story and I really zoom in on the actual people who live in Orange County, what a game changer of a difference of a story.
A few months ago, Nguyen teamed up with fellow Portola visual arts teacher Kirsty Thompson to propose the course to the school. Now, that course is set to be offered this upcoming school year, the first in IUSD and one of the few in OC. But soon, courses like these will appear across the state. A bill passed in 2021 will require all high schools in California to offer ethnic studies courses to their students starting in the 2025 to 2026 school year. Students will need to take an ethnic studies course to graduate, but in some communities, a requirement was never necessary.
We do have a lot of economic privilege here in Irvine. We are a diverse city, so Irvine is in a unique place where we can choose when to do ethnic studies because our community will still thrive and find academic success and joy in the learning process without ethnic studies, right? But in Santa Ana, you get ownership and community by telling and teaching those stories. In order for that to happen, ethnic studies needed to happen sooner.
In Santa Ana, a city home to more people from minority communities and from less economically privileged backgrounds, ethnic studies is seen as a necessity, which is why they've been doing it for years. Santa Ana Unified School District's mission for their ethnic studies program, as listed on their website, is to study U.S. history from the perspective of people of color, and for students to recognize their power and to use their voices to challenge and dismantle the many forms of racism that exist today. But there's pushback for courses like this. Criticism, especially from more conservative voices, have made headlines in recent years.
When I started this book, Project Libby Lane, I was in a very different...
The authors of The People's Guide to Orange County, however, argue that much of the pushback stems from misunderstanding and plain ignorance.
They have no idea how powerful it can be to see yourself reflected, because there are still too many students who don't see themselves in the classroom at all. There's not enough diversity among teachers, and there's not enough diversity among the curriculum. I bring it up all the time. He had to do a Heroes project at a time when he just moved schools. He was the only Asian kid in his class, and the teacher gave them a list of heroes, and they were supposed to embody these heroes, dress up as the hero, research them, write an I am poem about this hero. And the list was all white. So Twee helped her son find a hero who looked a little more like him.
Welcome to the Harbor View 3rd Grade Wax Museum. My name is Kazuo Masuda. I am one of many American heroes.
It's really building relevant education for the future.
And I hope, I have school-age children, not just the one that did the Heroes project, but I have one right now who's in the 1st grade. And I'm really optimistic about the future because of the changes that we're doing here locally.
The idea of seeing someone who looks like you represented in lessons resonates with so many people, and it's no different here in Irvine. The problem, the accessibility simply hasn't been there. Kirsty Thompson, who also grew up in Irvine,
I wasn't able to take any course that was like this until my graduate programs. I've been hearing from a lot of my seniors that they're bummed it wasn't offered sooner and they really wish they could take it.
That interest is what motivates teachers like Nguyen and Thompson to develop courses like this, especially since they believe they're so important.
I would say I would want students to leave the class with having a lens of criticality, being able to look at the world and see it from multiple perspectives.
I share this story because I don't want it to be just for educators. I want everyone to imagine and dream. Like if there's a problem out there, if there's an issue out there, if there's something that really speaks to your heart and you want to address it, don't let the limitations of a building, don't let the limitations of your regular work, your 9 to 5, limit you.
That and many more important lessons will be taught here at Portola if enough students enroll for the course next year. Reporting for Destination SoCal, I'm Gavin Nguyen.